Good morning. Good morning and happy sunrise. I was going to say Saturday and then I was going to say Sunday and then I realized it's actually Monday. Yeah. I'm a little bit disappointed because I woke up, I hopped out of bed, I ran to the bathroom and I went to look at the sky, and this sky was like the most vivid hot pink. Yeah, it was so hot pink. By the time I got my little butt dressed in clothes that could be seen in public, because you can't walk out in your nightgown, it had lost a little bit of its luster. It's all right. It's all right. Yeah, because it's still beautiful. And it is so refreshing out here. It is not cold. It is not warm. I wouldn't say it's muggy. It's just what it is. And it's beautiful. And it's Monday. It is the 25th day of May. It's Monday. And whether you're working today or you're home today, I hope you have a great Monday. Mondays are an interesting day, aren't they? Mondays can be the start of new habits. I wanted to let you guys know that next week, Monday is June 1st. Yes, I think. Unless I'm wrong, but I think it is. So, how are you doing on your health and wellness journey? How has this month gone for you? How has this year gone for you? And now that's a loaded question. Man, so many of us wish we could have a do-over. Maybe the month of June is the start of changes in circumstances, another change in circumstances. Maybe some restrictions are being lifted. You are entering the month of summer with some concerns, some trepidations, changes again in routine and life. In Michigan, our safer at home order has been extended till June 12th. So, but you know, it's something to think about. It is, because a lot of times we're like, oh, we'll start on Monday. Oh, we'll start the first of the month. But you know what? Both things happen on the same day. So if the past 2 months have pulled the rug out from underneath you and you are struggling on your journey, well, you know what? I want to commend you because you're here today, which means there is something about this journey that you're still connected to. And that happens along the way. You know, we have this sense of the need to change, the need to make healthier choices. And you know what? It's interesting. I was reading a quote yesterday that just popped in my head, and it said, a month from now, you can look back and you'll have either a month of successes that you're proud of, or you'll have a month of excuses. Interesting, isn't it? Interesting, yeah, that excuses. It's really hard, to be honest with yourself, if you're struggling on your health and wellness journey, to tell yourself that the justification for where you're at could just be an excuse for the things you haven't done. Really, that's what it boils down to. Look at that cotton candy. I feel like I'm at the fair, although I don't go to the fair. We've been to one fair in 7 years. We took Charlotte to go to the county fair. Anyway, but this sky is really pretty, regardless of its lack of hot pinkness. Maybe this blush pink is more your style. Okay, so back to excuses. I don't want excuses. I don't want to look back and have the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. I don't. That's why this morning, when I had the opportunity to go back to bed or get my butt out of bed at 5:45. I got my butt out of bed at 5:45. Now, if you chose to stay in bed, I'm not chastising you. Good for you, because I'm going to take a nap later. Yeah, these sunrise mornings and my later nights are really getting to me. So I'm going to rest today, but I wanted to get up and get this done because this adjusts my mood for the day. But I just want you to think about that as you plan. You know, now we have a little bit of a opportunity to make a plan. To say, okay, I know what's going to happen the next couple of weeks. And my plan is, I'm going to be quiet because there's a house right there. I don't want to startle them. So maybe think, if you're not where you want to be as we near the end of this month, if you've been following my accountability challenge, Do What You Say, May. Maybe you have the calendar you can look back on. I haven't updated mine. Oh, man, I'm a little bit of a slacker there. I'm working on other things. A few of you may know that I have some other things burning on my stove right now. We'll talk about them here tomorrow, I think. So anyway, so think about the month. Think about your next month. What have your excuses been? What have been the obstacles to your success? And then, what is one excuse and one obstacle, and how can you overcome it in the month of June? If you're watching this from WW Connect, and you've been following my monthly accountability challenges, June is coming up. June's coming up, and we'll talk about that soon too. It's going to be 4 healthy habits. We're gonna fine-tune June. That's what we're gonna do. Okay, so I gotta tell you something about yesterday. Oh my goodness, it was hot here yesterday for us, for Central Michigan. It was in the 80s, low 80s, and we took a walk as a family. And by a family, I mean Jill came with us, the cat. But it was hot, and so, well, actually, we did a couple fun things. So if you watched the video a few days ago, our little pond, lagoon, marsh, swamp, whatever that thing is, I don't even know what to call it because it's really full of cattails and frogs. Oh my goodness, they were so loud last night. It was ridiculous. But anyway, Kevin and Charlotte, he found the rowboat and took her out on the rowboat to see how deep the water was from the rains that we got here in Michigan. Well, I never saw it. I'm sure it was cute. So yesterday I said, can I go out with you guys? So we went out, and it is such a difficult task for Kevin because we've had a few muskrats in it this spring, and they have chopped down so many of the cattails that the water's just full of them. So he puts the paddles in, paddles, I don't know. And he can't move them. So it's interesting. He got a workout, and it was hot, but we saw frogs, we saw tadpoles that had jumped out of the water, had landed on top of the muck in the water. So it was kind of cool to see them in that state. They're big tadpoles. So we did that, and then we went for a walk, and Jill came with us. It was so funny. We get in the boat, and I said, let's take the cat. He's like, I'm not taking the cat on the boat out in the middle of this little lagoon area. Lagoon sounds fancy. And I said, okay, so she's at the shore, and she is just like she has no idea what's going on. She's like, why are you leaving me? So she ran all around the edge of the pond while we were in it, lagoon, meowing at us. So we get back on shore, and we decide to take a walk, and she follows us. When we take our normal route, we found a couple mushrooms, morels. I don't eat them. Kevin does. And it's hot, and she starts panting funny. like that. I'm like, what's wrong with this cat? And meowing. And I took water and I put some in a little dish for her, and she wouldn't drink it. She just was like, so we carried her a little bit. I mean, this is a spoiled cat. Jack got smart. He's like, it's hot. I'm not walking with you fools. And he was resting at home on the porch in the shade. But she came with us, and so we go through the hardwoods, and she is just vocal, and she is mad. Probably sounded mad to me. Her mouth's hanging open. She wouldn't let us carry her. She wanted down, and she had energy. I don't know. I don't know much about like cats and health problems. Well, anyway, it was time to head home. She didn't come with us. No, Jill did not come with us. So we come home, and Kevin's like, she'll come home when she's ready. All right. All right. So we go all day. No sign of Jill. So I get a little worried, and Kevin says, I'll go look for her. We won't tell Charlotte we're worried. He wasn't worried. He's like, she's a cat. I'm like, yes, I know she's a cat. Go get her. So he comes back. He goes, I can't find her. And I said, okay, well, I'll go look for her. So it was 8 o'clock at night. And I went traipsing through the woods by myself. Our woods, not like wild woods. Couldn't find her. I'm yelling her name, which I'm sure my neighbors appreciated, because as I get in the woods, I'm closer to their properties. So, but I'm not just yelling Jill. I'm going, here, kitty, kitty, here, kitty, kitty. I get all the way to the farthest point from our house, kind of where we left her. Kind of where we left that cat, or where she left us, because it was really up to her. She scratched me when I was trying to help her, and I said, forget it then. And so I get back, and there's a little shack back there that the people who hunt our land, because we don't hunt it, we lease it. Our land works for us. Anyway, so they have a little shack back there where they park their camper. And here she comes running out of it, and I had convinced myself she was dead. So that was a relief. So I brought her home, and what was funny is I picked her up to make sure she was okay, and she seemed very happy to see me, although I don't really understand cat emotions. I know angry cat, and I know when they purr, they're happy. So she was purring. So anyway, so I said, okay, let's go home. And so I wasn't going to carry her. She gets to walk home. She was breathing fine at this point. I think she was just hot, and she'd been worried about us being on the pond. And she's kind of like an anxious cat. Like if I pictured a person with anxiety having 4 legs and fur, it would be Jill. Kevin's like, we're not getting her a prescription for anxiety. She's a mouse catcher. Okay, all right. Anyway, and she walked home. She, just like she was right here, like on the side of the road. She isn't now, but like she was, and she just trotted home. I said, let's go home. And she started going pretty fast, and so I ran with her. And I said, Jill, could you slow down? Could you slow down? And I stopped for a minute to talk to her, and she stopped. She looked at me, and she kept trotting along. I said, okay, let's go home. So we came home, so Jill's fine. Jill's fine, but it was interesting because looking for Jill got me another 3,000 steps last night. Anyway, and I'm glad she's home and she's happy, and I saw her this morning, so she's still alive. But it got me looking into cat symptoms, and that panting kind of thing with their mouth open that they do is a sign of like acute stress or heart disease. So I had myself convinced she had a heart attack and we left her in the woods. But she's fine. She is fine. So, all right. Well, welcome to Trail Talk with Tamara, where we talked about excuses and cats. I never know where these conversations are going to go. So, it's supposed to rain here the next few days. And, oh, here's my creek. It's supposed to rain here the next few days. So, trail talks may be far and few between, but that might mean there may be some other episodes recorded. I want to expand on this thought of excuses. Oh, mosquitoes. Oh, I got to keep moving. This thought of excuses. Some common excuses that we make. And how can we how can we reason on them? So we'll try to have some quality content coming at you here later this week. Not talk about my cat. But anyway, now you guys know we have a cat, and sometimes she gets lost and I go looking for her in the woods. Okay, so what does your May say today? And will you do what you say? I hope you do. I also hope you have a great day, not just an okay day. And with that, my May say was get up at sunrise, get my day started. I have some other things I have to get Charlotte to try on last year's summer clothes to see what I can glean for her to wear this year so that we don't have to spend a lot of money because it's not like we're going to go anywhere. And then I sell them, and the lady who buys them called me and wants to buy them for her granddaughter. So I got to get that. That is my putting it out there. Those who say it are 90% more likely to follow through on what they say. So even if you are talking to yourself this morning, say out loud what you would like to accomplish. Write it down on paper what you'd like to accomplish. Phone a friend and tell them, or tell me, what you'd like to accomplish today. You are more likely to succeed when you do. And remember, you've got goals. Go get them.